Hey everyone, welcome back to Psyched for You, where we explore fascinating psychological concepts and ideas. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest mysteries in science and philosophy, consciousness. What if consciousness isn't just something in our brains, but something that's woven into the very fabric of the universe? Let's explore this mind-bending idea together. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Anxious? Maybe a bit hungry? All of these experiences are linked to one thing, our consciousness. Everything we think, feel, and perceive comes from this mysterious mechanism. Even though it's something we all experience, consciousness remains one of the greatest mysteries of science. We know that consciousness is connected to the brain because altering the brain, through drugs, injury, or even electrical stimulation, changes the way we experience the world. But here's the thing, we still don't understand why or how consciousness works. Philosopher David Chalmers called this the hard problem of consciousness. Even if we could map every thought and feeling to specific brain activity, we still can't explain why these physical brain states give rise to subjective experiences. Why does a certain arrangement of neurons result in the sensory of being? It's a question that has stumped scientists and philosophers for centuries. Over the years, many theories have tried to explain consciousness. Some suggest it's simply a part of brain activity, while others believe consciousness is the result of information being integrated in the brain. But none of these theories fully explain the mystery. That's why some scientists are starting to ask a more fundamental question. What if consciousness is not just a product of the brain? What if it's a fundamental property of the universe itself? Think of the universe as a giant building. Each scientific discovery is like adding a new floor, but there's always a foundation. The basic facts we can't explain further. For a long time, we thought atoms were the building blocks of matter, but now we know that there are even smaller particles like quarks and leptons. In the same way, some researchers are beginning to suggest that consciousness could be one of those fundamental building blocks of the universe. Just like the laws of physics, consciousness might be a fact that we simply have to accept. This brings us to a fascinating idea called panpsychism. Panpsychism suggests that everything in the universe, from grains of sand to the stars, has some form of consciousness, even if it's a tiny amount. It's important to note that this doesn't mean a rock can think or feel the way we do, but it might mean that consciousness is more widespread than we ever imagined. Panpsychism has been a topic of discussion in both Eastern and Western philosophy for centuries, and while it has its critics, the theory is gaining traction. But of course, panpsychism has its problems. If everything has consciousness, why do we experience one unified sense of self? Why don't we have a fractured consciousness made up of all the different parts of our brain or body? And if everything is conscious, why can't we detect the consciousness of other objects? These are big questions that panpsychism hasn't answered yet. At the end of the day, we still don't know what consciousness really is. It could be a fundamental property of the universe, or it could be a purely physical process tied to the brain. For now, consciousness remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of science. But given how important it is to our existence and the huge implications of theories like panpsychism, it's definitely a mystery worth exploring further. Thanks for joining me on this dive into the world of consciousness. If you found this topic as fascinating as I did, don't forget to like and subscribe to Psyched for You for more mind-expanding discussions. Let me know in the comments, do you think consciousness could be a fundamental part of the universe? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, take care.